Rise, Scouts and Scouters. I'm Michael Marks, aka the Grizzled Bear from Woodbedge, aka Pockets, a trail name I earned in the Boundary Waters Wilderness in 2016. I'm here to talk to you, Scouts and Scouters, about preparation and how to pack for a Northern Tier Boundary Waters trip. Hol Rai, first of all, let me explain that. Hol Rai is a traditional greeting of the original French explorers, the voyageurs, and the beaver trade, fur trade, rendezvous. Many of you have heard of that. The first rendezvous was up in northern Minnesota on the Grand Portage, off of Lake Superior across the north, and then all the way out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. But we're not here to talk about Jackson Hole. We're here to talk about preparation. I am the High Adventure Chair for Croatan Trails District of East Carolina Council. I'm also a Northern Tier ambassador. I love the place. It's one of the most pristine areas in the world, and I can't wait to go back this year. So let's talk about packing. The thing to worry about or to watch out for is not to take too much. It's a minimalist trip. You have wet clothes and dry clothes. This is my dry bag. This is what goes in a Granite Gear pack. 3 people's gear goes into one large pack. This weighs in at 9.5 pounds. Pretty good, huh? Everything that I would not be wearing or carrying elsewhere goes here. 9 pounds. You need a 35 liter bag. That's perfect size. 30 is perfect. You can get away with 25 if you're small and lucky. 30 will do quite well. So let's go what's in my dry bag, okay? First of all, lightweight camp shoes. Very lightweight camp shoes to wear after you get off the water every day. These are great. I like to take one bungee cord, a little bit of rope. Great for hanging up wet things, letting them dry. Next in my bag is, just in case it gets cold at night, a lightweight beanie. This is wonderful. I still have yet to use that after 21 days on the trail up there, but there are times when it might come in handy. Alright, this is my dry clothes. What we have here is all wicking, no cotton whatsoever, all synthetic garments. Alright, this is a t-shirt, and what else is in there is a shirt such as this. This is what's recommended. Long sleeves. Some SPF protection is nice. Lots of pockets. Keep your gear. And long sleeves to keep the sun off. Also, all synthetic, all quick dry. You have water pants, which you wear during the day. They get wet every day. Dry pants you wear in camp. This is a typical pair. Preference is zip-off legs. I happen to like this brand a lot. They wear well. They're lightweight. They dry well. This is White Sierra. What I like about it, whatever pants you get, try to get something that seals or clamps around the ankles. Keeps the bugs out, keeps the leeches out. I've seen leeches, never been bitten by one yet, nor has anybody in my crew, but they're there. And a tip is to have a nice green pair, because when you come to Northern Tier, to the Summers base, you come in Class A uniforms. So what I like to do is have 2 pair of green ones. I'll wear these in on the flight in and when we travel in. And so they're a little bit worn, a little bit worse for wear as far as cleanliness goes. These will be my water pants. I'll keep a dry pair that stays in the van for the 10 days that we're out on the water. That's it for those. Next in this bag, we have a waterproof container. In my waterproof container are backup batteries, a toothbrush, and any medication you might be needing. Make sure it's waterproof. I don't care what brand, what shape, whatever, as long as you can get a good seal. That's what's important. Also, camera. This does not go in the bag. This goes with you. You cannot take a bad picture up there, so that does not go in the bag. In the bag. Yes, this is spare wicking underwear and spare socks. If you have 3 socks, 2 to 3 underwears. I like 3. 2's enough. And that's it. Everybody should have a light. I prefer a headlight. The chances are that you will not need to paddle at night, but every now and then that can happen. I've heard of that happening to some people. It's never happened to me. But wind and weather and taking campsites can make you paddle farther than you want in a day, and I have done that. So, a good light. Remember, in the waterproof container, we have backup batteries. Always start with new batteries in whatever you have. This is Polar Fleece, synthetic, lightweight wicking. In case of those cool nights, you will get some cool nights in the summer at those latitudes. Here you'll see it in a plastic bag. I love my biohazard bags. This is what I have access to. They don't cost me a penny. This is my Thermarest. The Thermarest line the large granite packs. So this container here will not be used by my sleeping pad, but it makes an excellent stuff sack for your fleece. This is your pillow. That's a little tip I've learned. It's great. It's a real pillow. It's a perfect size. It's nice and soft, and it's useful. Next, in my green bag. Haha. Boy Scout supplies you with toilet paper. It should be enough, and it almost always is. But you never know when attack of the trots or runs may occur. So I recommend everybody have maybe a quarter roll or half roll stashed just in case you need it. This is actually left over from my last trip in 2016, but I did not need it. Towel, camp towel. Everybody, Scouts should have one of these. I shouldn't have to explain that. Google it if you do. And a nice compressible bag. I love these. This doesn't not even in its stuff sack. These Recons, this is a 30-degree bag, 32-degree bag, or 0 degrees centigrade. Perfect. I like these bags a lot because if you choose to sleep under the stars or open the tent flaps, they do have mosquito netting zip overs if you need that. So lightweight bag, no warmer than 30 degrees. You should not need a bag any colder than that. And you're just carrying an extra bulk, which is not necessary. All right, that's it for my bag. What else do you need? Boots. These are the best. Hard to find. There was a company called OTB on the beach, originally spec'd out for the Navy SEALs. Super grippy soles. They have vents where you actually pump the water out. If you can find them, snag them. They're amazing. They just stick like glue. Those wet rocks are slick. Really, really nice. If you find this model or this model, same maker. This is a year earlier, and these were used by a guide who trekked the entire summer last year on these, and they're still very serviceable. And they have the holes on the bottom. They're step in water. The disadvantage to these is if you step in a puddle, frequently this water will come in. The other shoe is less likely to come in, but they also pump out very quick as well. They all have the same liner. It's super wicking and dries extremely quick. It'll be dry in the morning every morning. What else you need? As I mentioned, camera. Start with fresh batteries. Take an extra set in here. A knife. This is my favorite. I For fishing, I do not like a serrated blade, so this is my favorite. Some people prefer a knife with a blade. This is also one of my other favorite knives by Gerber Bear Grylls, but I prefer the K-Bar personally. It's a personal preference thing, but just make sure you take one. That's very important. Yes. Sunscreen, really important. Really important. You're on the water all day long. You don't want to get burnt. Speaking of not getting burnt, comes to a hat. Notice this is a brimmed hat all the way around. Love this hat. This has been, I've trekked many a mile with this hat. But notice the main thing is it's got a brim. Don't wear a baseball cap. My strong personal opinion. Because you can fry the back of your neck. A sunburned neck is a red neck. It's a pain in the neck for both the sufferer and those who have to suffer with them and listen to the whine. We don't want to hear my whine. You can avoid that burnt neck by wearing a smart hat. Anything with a brim all the way around. Next, I carry lighter, butane lighters. You can carry butane lighters. Worked earlier. You can carry butane lighters on airplanes. I've had this for quite some time, as you can see. Quite serviceable. I do recommend these high intensity ones. Insects. Yes, it's true that mosquitoes there have been known to carry off small children. There's a lot of different ones out there. Repel 100, Deep Woods, Sportsman, Jungle Juice. What they all have in common is they're all 98-point-something% DEET, and that's what you need. I don't care what brand, as long as you get a 99% DEET, nothing else is going to work. Again, it's total leave no trace. Don't use aerosol. All three of these things I have here are pump sprays, and it's just the way to go. Particularly if you go to the Grumper, you can make a nice little mist. A Grumper is just what it sounds like. Whistle. Scared my dogs. Whistle, obvious reasons. Anybody that's doing it on any backpacking or wilderness trekking knows you need emergency signals. This is a cute little thing. It has a basic compass on it. I also keep Strike Anywhere matches inside it. Speaking of compasses, you should have one good compass per canoe. Okay. Let's see, what else we got up here? First aid kit, that's a crew thing. My first aid kit fits in this nice orange bag. I like the International Orange, everybody knows what it is. This gets clipped to one of the packs on the portages. It's always accessible. You do not bury it in the bottom of the pack, you clip it to the outside. Also crew gear. Need a good water filter. This is my favorite. It's the First Need Exo Elite. One filter cartridge has lasted well beyond, or more than sufficient for a 10-day trek for 9 people. Replacement cartridges are $59. There's no expiration date on them. I do recommend this piece of equipment. They're about $100, $109 based on where you get it. And replacement cartridges are $60. Well worth the investment. Another thing I recommend, you won't find in any lists, work gloves. Why? Because you're cooking with fire. These are your hot pads. Quite simple. Pick up the pots, pick up the pans, don't burn yourself. Very nice. Other things while we're talking about cooking. Trail food can be plain food. Bring your seasoning. This is what I like to bring. Greek seasoning, Cajun seasoning, jerk seasoning. Notice that all these are plastic containers. There's no glass whatsoever. We'll pack them in. We'll pack them out. Again, totally leave no trace. Optional thing. Little trail seat. This Thermarest is just that big. Depending on what kind of canoe you have, some of the seats are really comfortable. Other ones need a little help. Also, if you're plopping down and the ground's a little damp at camp, it's nice to sit on one of these. 1 Nalgene bottle. I like this bottle. It's been places, many places. But don't make the mistake that many people do. Never use this loop as an attachment for a carabiner. You will break it and you will be unhappy, and it will be no good anymore, or you'll lose the top. This way you're prevented from losing the top. Simple thing, little paracord, a little beaner. It's perfect. Also, you can tuck it in your life jacket like this. When you're portaging, it's really nice. Okay. And fishing. You do want to go fishing. I recommend collapsible poles that come down to about the width of a pack. It's perfect. Attach a decent reel to it because the fish are very real there. This is a huge thing to take. I took this last time and helped supply other people, but a more appropriate size would be something about 2/3 the size of this. But again, you can create your tackle box for 1, 2, 3, or probably no more than 3 people, and have like 1 tackle box in each of the 3 carry packs. At Northern Tier, there's 9 things to carry. That's why you have an 8-person crew and an interpreter guide. There's 3 canoes, 3 granite gears. As I've mentioned, they have 3 sets of people's gear, like my 9.5 pounds there. You'll have 2 food packs, and after a 10-day trek, that's a lot of food, and they weigh a lot first few days. And then 1 gear pack, which has ropes, or hanging bear baths, pulleys, cook stoves, your camping cook kits, and everything else. In that box will also go your own personal eating gear. This is the total extent of what I take. This is a great setup. I do recommend a spork, and I recommend the titanium sporks. They're only like $10, $15. They don't break. The plastic sporks or nylon sporks break all the time. You don't want to break your spork on trail when you're out there for 10, 11 days. I like a bigger mug. The reason is many of the foods we make there's powdered mixes. If you put the powders in here, mix it with some cold water, you can make a little suspension of it, and then you can pour it slowly into your cooking food instead of having it lump up. It just makes your food better. That's a tip from a good trail cook. A good 1-plate bowl, a deep dish plate is perfect. And that's it, guys. This is your mess kit. So, with that said, that's about it. To get in the mood, I highly recommend this CD, True and Deep, Songs for the Heart of the Paddler. My favorite is Rocks and Roots. It's just what it sounds like. I'm very fortunate. This was a gift to me for leading a trip, and it's autographed by the artist. But this is a wonderful CD. I recommend it if you can find it. I'm sure you can find it online. True and Deep by Jerry Vandiver. That's it. Whole rye, and the answer is red eye, the traditional greeting between voyageurs in the Boundary Waters. I hope this is useful and the information is solid. Thanks.